Sensible Nation, as we mentioned earlier in the show, we are lucky enough on this episode to be joined by an ASMR professional and YouTube sensation, Lilliana Dee of the Lily Whispers ASMR YouTube channel. Lilliana, welcome to Sensible People.
Thank you for having me.
Of
I'm
course.
excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
So much fun. So talk to us a little bit about where you got started. You know, when did you decide to capitalize on this opportunity to produce these videos? And, you know, when did you learn that you could experience ASMR? Were you already producing YouTube videos before you started doing the ASMR videos specifically?
Yeah, so I actually got into YouTube maybe in 2010, 2011. Like I had a very small like beauty channel where I would do makeup and hair related things, not ASMR related at all. And then the spring semester of my freshman year of college, which was spring of 2013, I was recommended an ASMR video, and I didn't know what the acronym meant or anything, and I was curious, and I watched the video, and I didn't really get it. I was like, why is this chick whispering? And then I watched it with headphones, and I was like, oh my goodness, what are these feelings? And like, I hate calling the sensation that ASMR gives as tingles. Like, it's just like a very strange word. I just don't like the term. I describe it as like a warm shiver down one's back, and it just produces a very euphoric, relaxing feeling. I felt like the ASMR community was just very embracing, open, and just really comforting. So that summer, I just, with my knowledge of my previous channel, I was like, all right, I'm going to start making videos. And I made my first one in like, I can't even watch it because it's so cringy.
That's how we feel about our first podcast episodes. It's like, what the hell? We've just evolved.
You have to like go back and say like, wow, I've really come a long ass way.
No doubt.
Yeah, did it feel really weird when you started like to try to make the videos? How long did it take you to like get a good thing going?
Oh my goodness. I remember I was a lifeguard that summer, and I just popped up my iPhone. I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do it right now. Real quick, whatever. Did a quick, fast video. I remember that was everyone said that they're like, you're talking really fast, which is like uncommon for ASMR videos. People do speak quickly, but not usually. And I just kind of dove in like feet first or head first or whatever. And
As you were the actual lifeguard, you were doing this?
Exactly. Yes. No pun intended, but yes. And then I think it maybe took 4 to 5 months for it to kind of pick up, and like I had like 3,000 subscribers, and I was like pumped, or like 5,000. And then by the time I think it was spring semester of my sophomore year, so a year later, I had about 30,000 subscribers.
Wow. That's a big jump. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was new when ASMR like wasn't even a thing. Like I would make videos and people were like, why are you whispering?
Right. You were at the forefront. I mean, now everybody knows about it.
It's so crazy how much it's grown, especially in the past, since 2016. It's really, really taken off.
Well,
it's really taken off.
It probably helps that you're a good looking girl too, right? To grow the subscribers.
So actually, it's funny that you say that. 86% of my audience are girls.
Wow.
Really?
Yep. I've talked to other creators and they're like, that's crazy. And I've tried to garner, like have content that's also for men. I think I've gotten it maybe down to like 80. At one point it was like 70-30, and I really like that. But yeah, I have like a huge following of women.
We have a following of women too, but our show tends to sway towards men. So Sensible Nation men, you're here listening to Lilliana. Check her out. Boost her men's stats, all right?
That's right. So do you think a big part of that is because you started doing the makeup tutorials first and those types of videos? And once you started ASMR, did you drop doing the makeup? And are you still doing any of the makeup, or is that done completely?
I did actually. I just loved my ASMR channel so much, and I had like a goodbye. I had like a goodbye video on my other channel, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to do this because I didn't really like it. I liked ASMR way more. I felt a lot closer to the community on there.
Sure.
I think I had a real passion for it and like an ear for it and things like that. But I don't like to. It's really hard for me to make content that I don't enjoy making. Being a YouTuber isn't my full-time job. I'm a marketing specialist.
Okay.
For a huge corporation. And so I have different interests, and I always told myself YouTube is going to be my side passion. And if it ever starts to feel like work, I need to take a step back and I won't do it. So I always want to make content that I like watching and that I look forward to making. And a lot of the interests that I have are based on makeup and hair and like girly things like that, because like, you know, whatever, that's just like always been a passion of mine. And so I think that I just make content that I like to watch and that I want to make.
Sure. Do you think that someone who hosts a channel like yourself or professionally practices ASMR really needs to be able to experience it themselves? Or do you think there are some folks out there that perhaps do it and have never experienced it, but obviously understand what it is?
Yeah, I think that there's a mix, especially because ASMR channels have a very high watch time. So YouTube favors us in the algorithm. You always see like people doing like, I tried ASMR. Like it's this huge trending thing because it's really profitable, which is really funny considering that YouTube demonetizes the fuck out of our category.
Right.
I don't know if I can curse on here. I'm so sorry.
You sure can.
Oh, yeah. Let it go. So do you actually watch other channels?
Yeah, I do. I started as a watcher. I watch them all the time. I love finding new channels. I love collaborating. It's a very close-knit community. Like I've talked to a lot of the big creators. Everyone's so nice. I've not had any bad experiences yet, knock on wood. But, you know, you do see those channels that pop up and make really erotic content for the views, and they try to like capitalize on it. And maybe they are people who don't experience ASMR, and that the fact that they just want to have that acronym in the title of the video to get views.
Sure.
Oh, right.
It is, but you can, you know, I always say people aren't idiots. They can sniff through if whether or not someone's genuine or not, and so I stand by that.
Lilliana, I'm kind of new to ASMR. Just recently found out what it is and about these videos, and so explain to our audience too. What types of ASMR videos, sounds, role playing do you produce?
Yeah, so I like again makeup videos. I have a very large audience of young women as well. So I had a subscriber say, my sister passed away. I was wondering if you could do a big sister role play. And I was like, sure. And I did a series on them, and one of them has like over 1 million views. Like it just really took off, and now they're all over the community, which is so funny because they weren't around, and then that started
popped
being
up.
a thing.
Yeah.
So now are you whispering while you're doing this role playing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I pretend like I'm just with my little sister, and I have a little sister in real life, so I could just tap into myself, and I pretend like I'm putting on their makeup for prom, or like something like really sweet and endearing to make someone like feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's so cute.
And, I get a lot of really good feedback on those types of videos. I was in a sorority in college, so I did like a bitchy sorority role play.
I did watch that one when we were researching you before you jumped on.
I am very, very sneaky
with us. Just wild, because I can see how much benefit people get from some of these.
Yeah. And then about 2 years ago, I guess it was summer of 2017, I was really into true crime. And like I love true crime podcasts. And I was listening to a whole bunch of them, and I was like, I don't know if this is weird if I mix it with ASMR, like I don't know. And I made a video. And and I remember asking all my subscribers, like on Instagram, I was like, is this weird? Like, could I do this? Like, the Delphi murders, they were called the Snapchat murders, really, really bothered me. And I was like, if there's anything that I can do, it's bring awareness to these cases. Who knows? It just takes one person to see something and recognize something and call on a tip to solve something.
Yeah.
So I was really motivated in that aspect. And so I made a video about, this case, and it took off. And now there's a whole slew of just true crime ASMR channels. So crazy.
So you've done a bunch of those. What do you find, I guess, to be the benefit that a lot of your viewers rather receive from watching these videos? Is it strictly kind of the sensations you referenced earlier, or do you think there's kind of something else there for them?
I mean, I know that a lot of my viewers watch it for the relaxing, tingly aspect of it, and to fall asleep.
Almost like meditation, right?
Yeah, but I do think that, and because I've been on YouTube doing ASMR videos for almost 6 years now, like a lot of my subscribers are like, we want to hear about what's going on in your life. Like, just sit and talk to us. And so that's really warms my heart knowing that, okay, they're coming back because they like my whisper, but they also like me.
Yeah,
So I think I'm
you're
doing
building this
something-
persona, and they want to learn more about, you know, personally.
Right.
That's really cool that you communicate with them like that.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I love
you were mentioning before that you get a lot of requests, like you said with that Big Sister video that you did. Do you ever get like really strange requests?
what's, like, the
there has
oddest
to be
request?
something.
We like the freaks, the creeps
Yeah.
and the freaks.
I'm actually really lucky that I haven't gotten anything too crazy. Like I get the occasional like, oh, will you make like a really like a nude like girlfriend role play? It's like no.
Yeah.
But I did get a strange request, and I included this request in a video. I did GB's 25 question ASMR tag, but a guy messaged me and he said, will you pretend that I'm a teeny little person and like pick me up on your hand and put me on your shoulder and like carry me around? And I was like, fuck no, that sounds, sorry again.
No, you
No,
don't
you're
have to be
good.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's
Don't
okay.
worry.
I was like, that sounds really like, anytime anything gets too specific, I'm like, fetish.
You could just put them in the Indian in the cupboard.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, it is a fetish too. They told me it's called giantessism or something like that.
Holy shit. I never heard of that. It's like, did you ever play the old, I know a lot of places call it differently, but it's either aces or waterfall or kings. It's a drinking game. It's a
Yeah,
card
yeah.
game. And they have rules, and they have the little
Oh,
man rule where it's on
yes.
your cup.
Yeah.
The little
Yeah.
man.
That's the
That-
one that I always do. That's funny that you said that. That's my favorite one.
Oh,
too.
it's fantastic. But that's that guy's like life dream.
Yeah.
Little
I did
man.
like a video about that. I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
No.
No kidding. So you do a ton of videos. How many views does an average ASMR video receive on your YouTube channel? And what are your expectations when you produce one of these?
Anywhere from 30,000 to like 60 seems to be my average.
Amazing.
My makeup related videos do really well. My role plays do really well. My video game playing videos don't do well. It's okay. You win some, you lose some, and I like making content that I want to produce. So I had the Fallout 4 bug this summer. I still have it. I just beat the main plot of the game, thank God.
Fun.
And I made like a video of me playing it, and it only got like 14,000 views, and then Bethesda demonetized it.
Only.
But people were really happy that I made the content anyway.
Yeah.
So I like throwing some different curveballs. in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Very
So when
cool.
you were talking about fetishes before, it's widely debated right now whether ASMR is entirely therapeutic or a lot of people are saying that it's very sexual in nature. What's your take on this debate?
Yeah, so it's common knowledge among all the large ASMR players in the game. I'm talking ASMR Darling, Maria Gentle Whispering, GB ASMR, ASMR Glow, Frivolous Fox, that we maintain that ASMR is not sexual. We do not create content with the intention to arouse anyone. But as we all know, we can't control how someone is going to interpret something.
That's correct.
I had an unfortunate situation with a person who thought that my videos were to him. And you have to think of the mental state of that person who thinks that.
Right.
Who thinks that every single video I'm uploading is about us. Or me, not about us, but like he literally thought that, which is like absurd.
Psycho.
And the issue is that there is a place for erotic ASMR. Like I know that there's a thing you can fetishize, you can sexualize anything.
There's a place for anything
Yeah.
in this world.
Everybody
Yeah.
has fantasies about
Right,
everything.
Everything. And I think ASMR is a little easier to do it because there's a lot of women on the platform who do it, but I think that that's the comforting aspect of it. Like I do think that there's something very comforting and soothing about a woman's voice as opposed to like a man whispering to you. I mean,
Right.
that's just my opinion.
Right. Nobody
True.
wants to hear Raw Dog Ryan whispering to them.
Everybody wants to.
Or
hear
maybe
that.
the little man does.
Yeah.
So
But
So Liliana, let me ask you. So some people, I should say, some women might consider watching porn or ASMR videos for masturbation if you're in a relationship as cheating. Would you consider that cheating?
personally, no, but I know that everybody, I know that some friends, not some friends, but I do know that people don't consider their significant others watching porn in general is cheating, and that's between that person and their significant other. Do I think so? No. I'm not making a video specifically for somebody's person.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be, and I know that the videos online of those things aren't also.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like cheating almost has to be like an intimate connection with two individuals, not something that can be widely accessed by everybody.
And
but
if-
that's just my personal
And if
opinion.
you're in a different zip code too, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're paying for someone to like on Skype to ASMR you in a sexual way, yes, I think that that's cheating. But if
Told
it's
you,
like,
Mandy.
What?
I mean, that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Explain to our audience, you mentioned kind of YouTube demonetizing things. How is there an opportunity to monetize your videos on YouTube? And kind of where do you see this thing going and taking your early success? Where is that going to lead you to?
Yeah, so as technology grows, so does everything else. I remember when ASMR was first popping up, there weren't people using the Blue Yeti microphone or the 3DO, which is the silicone ear microphone that literally mimics the human ear.
Sure.
And so as technology continues to improve and progress and become more advanced, so will all of the little niches, of course, on YouTube, but ASMR specifically, because I think that it's becoming a more immersive experience.
Absolutely.
And which is really beautiful because the technology behind some of these videos that I've watched, like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Goodnight Moon ASMR. But
No,
like,
not.
she'll
I'm not. Are you guys?
teleport you to like a far off magical land, and you forget where you are in reality. Like her content is just so incredibly well produced, and I think that that's where it's going to go.
Liliana, actually, you made me think of something. I have a toddler, and is there any ASMR? This sounds weird, but like, there's a whole thing on YouTube that like help put toddlers to sleep, music, whatever sounds. Do you think there's a niche for like sounds and speaking to like, toddlers to help them go to sleep?
I do, and actually there are a lot of ASMR artists, I think myself included, who are like reading a bedtime story or like tucking you into bed. Like I think that those are really good. I've been told by a lot of subscribers that they put on my videos for their kids to help them sleep. Actually, it's really funny that you mentioned that.
He only asked that because he can't read himself. Can you give us a little taste of ASMR for our audience and for ourselves? Any role playing or just a little bit, just to give them a hint of what we might find or they might find on your YouTube channel.
We won't think you're speaking directly to us, don't worry.
Yeah, we won't want you to do a little man trick.
Like trying to think of like what I can grab. So the great thing about ASMR is that you can literally use just about anything. Glass tapping is one of my favorites. It's kind of abrasive to sound. Another really popular trigger is mouth sounds, which
I can't hear a word you're saying.
controversial to some. Such as the sound of lip smacking or chewing gum. So that is the sensation of making specific sounds. And I know a lot of people don't like gum chewing. I personally don't like those
You're gonna have to speak up.
scratching sounds. Such as that. Sometimes people tell me that the sound of tapping mimics the sound of rain. And some people like different speeds of tapping. Some like really fast tapping. Other people like slow tapping. But my all-time favorite trigger is just the sound of someone whispering. Because that was like the first video that I came across. Is that good?
Perfect.
I could
perfect.
listen to that all day.
Cool.
I really, I feel the tinkling during the tapping.
I like the
Just something
scratching.
about the tapping does it for me.
Yeah.
I like just the whispering. It's so cool.
Yeah, I wish I could just like hear you read a story like whispering. Although I
Well,
can't. I can go on
we're
her
gonna tune
channel.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. It's so crazy. Beyond YouTube, There's now apps dedicated to ASMR. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music.
So,
Awesome.
Awesome. Tell us what's your tags on those? Where can we find you on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, so it's Lily Whispers ASMR, and then on Instagram, I'm Lilliana Dee. So I also have a separate Instagram for ASMR, but I've kind of been phasing that out a little bit. It's a lot to manage both.
Sure.
But yeah, I've just been on YouTube, just Lily Whispers ASMR and Instagram.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. ASMR at its best. Lilliana Dee, thank you so much for coming on Sensible People today.
Thank you so much for having me again. This was fun.
One last question that Sensible Nation wants to know, Liliana. Are you single?
I am.
You heard it here first.
All right, Lily. Thanks so much.